Hey everyone, Lance here. I thought it was about time I upgraded my 2012 Mac Mini, so I've bought myself a 2017 MacBook Pro, and while it's an amazing laptop, it does lack most of the ports that I need. So I wanted a one-stop solution for that, and late last year, a company called Sanho Corperation released this neat little product. This is the Hyperdrive, and unlike most other docks, this makes use of the Thunderbolt 3 as well as USB-C. So it's a dual connector on there, and the top one makes use of Thunderbolt 3 while the second one makes use of USB-C. There it is up close, so let's take a look inside the packaging. Looks pretty simple in here. There's a little plastic tray that it sits in, nothing inside the box other than that. So if we pop this out, there is the Hyperdrive there. We can see a little emblem, and there's the I/O. We have two USB 3.1 ports, an SD card, a micro SD card, a USB-C and a Thunderbolt 3, and a 4K HDMI port. Both USB 3.1 ports support 5 gigabit per second data transfer speeds, and the SD and micro SD card slots are 104 megabyte per second data transfer speeds. This port is USB-C only and also supports 5 gigabit per second data transfer speeds, but doesn't allow charging on this port. The last port here is Thunderbolt 3 and is a 40 gigabit per second data transfer speed and allows up to 100 watts of power delivery. Lastly, we have an HDMI port that supports 4K at 30 Hz and 1080 at 60 Hz. Something you'll want to keep in mind is because there's only one Thunderbolt 3 port, on the non-touch bar Macs you only get two ports, which will be taken by both of these. So if you're charging, you won't be able to connect a Thunderbolt 3 device, unless of course that device has pass-through. So I'm going to connect this up and we'll see how it works. I've connected it up and we can see there's a nice status light on the lower end there. I've connected an external hard drive, an SD card and a micro SD card, all of which are showing up correctly for me in Finder. So we can see that it's working. Of course there's still plenty of ports to utilize there, and it is a nice pocket size. If you're not too worried about blocking off your headphone port, let me first eject my drives. We can also put it on the opposite side, like so. It does block off the headphone port, but it can be used on either side, and because of its design, this is also reversible, like so, although that's going to stick out past the edge and might not be so practical, but it's still possible. Now most people will agree that the left side would be the main side that this is probably designed for, as using it on the right side you'll block your headphone jack. Now with that said, a small complaint I have that I think may bother a few people, it is merely aesthetic, but the SD cards get inserted upside down with the pins facing upwards, and the micro SD card is inserted the way that most people would consider the correct way up. Now it's purely aesthetic, but it may bother a few people. And another small complaint I have is if you knock this very slightly, you can see the light goes off. Every time that happens, anything connected will lose connection. So that's something to keep in mind as well, as it may mean you have to be quite careful when connecting any devices. The great thing about this dock over a lot of other docks for these Macs that are out there is that this actually utilizes Thunderbolt 3 and two ports at that, so you get around some of the bandwidth and power limitations that other docks have. And I believe that's why one of the ports on the dock is only USB-C, as that allows for bandwidth to all of those other ports and power of course also. Now this is available in space grey and silver, and it's CNC machined aluminium to match the Mac itself, and I think it's a pretty close colour match of my space grey Mac back there. I think this is the closest any company's come to the perfect dock for the new Macs. This is compatible with the 2016 and 2017 MacBook Pro, and it also supports the 13 and 15 inch models. That's about all I wanted to cover in this video, guys. I do thank you all a lot for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hey, check me out on Twitter and Instagram. I'll post links down below. I'll also post links to the Kickstarter and Indiegogo pages. This is currently on pre-order from Indiegogo and is $79 US plus shipping, so it's not too badly priced either. But hey, I'll see you guys all in the next one.